We're getting the earnings just crossing in the last afternoon minutes or so, beating on the bottom line as the company really sees corporate demand for computers. Walk me through your takeaway from earnings.
Dell's sales only grew about 1%, which was less than analysts thought by a small margin. Its earnings did beat analyst estimates, and it did say it would try to pay off about $1.1 billion in debt. And that really is the story with Dell. Dell has long-term debt of about $47 billion. So the shares didn't really move after its earnings today, and they'll have a call later.
You know, Liana, I want to talk about that deal of the cybersecurity space, selling off $1 billion. Is this because they wanted $1 billion to pay down some debt, or are they exiting a cybersecurity business that they don't want to be in?
In conversations with sources, from what I understand, even if Dell gets over $1 billion for RSA, the pioneering cybersecurity company that it bought through an EMC acquisition a few years ago, that won't move the needle for paying off debt. They still have $47 billion in long-term debt, but it will help the company become leaner. They are really more focused on PCs, storage, infrastructure, and cybersecurity isn't a huge focus for them anymore. It's been reported that Dell has also looked before at selling its stake in SecureWorks, which is a cybersecurity services provider. So $1 billion, even if it does sell, won't be a huge needle mover for them. But it's a big story because RSA is a big name.
Well, and it's also a big story because the $1 billion price tag is notably less than what we said that ECM had paid for it a decade ago or so. Is that indicative of the changing landscape around the cybersecurity businesses?
RSA is a good business. It was founded in 1982, and it has very high margins. And EMC, which Dell bought a few years ago, it had purchased the company back in '06, and that was a different time. The cloud was just getting off the ground. There's so many cybersecurity companies that focus on what RSA focuses on, which is connecting corporate employees to their networks. RSA does have a lot of, sticky clients, a lot of people with these tokens in their pockets that generate random codes to let them on their corporate networks. But it's a different time. There's newer companies out there, Okta, Ping Identity, a lot that we talk a lot about.